You're in a room full of people. Laughter. Conversations. Glasses clinking. Everyone seems to know exactly how to be here, how to belong. And you're standing right in the middle of it. But you feel like you're behind glass. You can see them. You can hear them. You could even reach out and touch them. But there's something between you. An invisible wall. A distance you can't explain. You feel alone. Not the peaceful kind of alone. Not the "I chose this" kind. The kind that hurts. The kind that makes you wonder what's wrong with you. Because you have friends. Maybe a partner. People who care. So why does it feel like no one really sees you? Here's what you need to understand. That feeling. It's not a flaw. It's not a life sentence. It's not proof that you're unlovable. It's a signal. A message your nervous system has been sending for a very long time. And once you learn to read it, everything changes. Most people believe loneliness is about numbers. If you feel alone, you must not have enough people. You need more friends. A partner. A bigger community. And if you have those things and still feel alone, then something must be wrong with you. But that's not how loneliness works. You can be married and feel alone. You can have a dozen friends and feel alone. You can be in a relationship with someone who loves you and still feel like they don't really know you. I've been there. Maybe you have too. Here's the truth. Loneliness isn't about how many people are in your life. It's about what your nervous system learned about connection when you were small. And that changes everything. Let's go back. Way back. Before you had words for any of this. When you were born, your survival depended entirely on connection. If a caregiver responded to you, held you when you cried, soothed you when you were scared, your nervous system learned one thing. When I reach out, someone comes. I am safe. I belong. But if the response was inconsistent, if your needs were met sometimes but ignored other times, if you had to figure out how to get attention, how to be good enough to be seen, your nervous system learned something else. Connection is unpredictable. I'm not sure if anyone will come. I need to be careful. And if there was no response, if reaching out meant nothing, no one comes when I need them. I am alone in this. These are called attachment patterns. And they're not just childhood memories. They're blueprints. They're the operating system your nervous system has been running ever since. You don't think about them. You don't choose them. But they shape everything about how you experience connection, including that feeling of being alone in a crowded room. So here you are. Adult. Functioning. Surrounded by people. And yet, your nervous system is still running that old blueprint. When someone shows interest, a part of you waits for them to leave. For the other shoe to drop. For the moment they realize you're not worth staying for. When you're in a group, you scan for signs of exclusion. The slight turn away. The inside joke you didn't catch. The moment the attention moves elsewhere. You're not choosing to do this. It's automatic. It's your nervous system doing what it learned to do, scanning for danger. Because to a child who learned that connection is unreliable, connection itself became a source of danger. Here's the cruel paradox. You desperately want connection. You long for it. You can feel it in your bones. But when connection gets close, something in you pulls back. creates distance, finds a reason it won't work. And then you're alone again. And you think, see, I knew it. I knew I was alone. But you're not alone because you're unlovable. You're alone because your nervous system learned that connection hurts. And it's still trying to protect you from that hurt. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Loneliness is not a life sentence. It's a signal. Just like hunger tells you your body needs food. Just like thirst tells you your body needs water. Loneliness tells you your nervous system needs connection. The problem isn't the signal. The problem is what happened the last time you tried to get your needs met. The problem is the blueprint that says, connection is dangerous. Your loneliness isn't proof that you're broken. It's proof that you once needed someone and they weren't there. It's proof that your nervous system learned to expect disappointment. And here's the hope. Signals can be reinterpreted. Blueprints can be rewritten. Not by forcing yourself to be different. Not by pretending you don't feel alone. But by understanding what the signal is really telling you. When you feel alone, your brain isn't asking for more people. It's asking for 3 specific things. 1. Safety. Your nervous system needs to know that connection won't hurt. That reaching out won't lead to rejection. That you can be seen without being harmed. This is why just put yourself out there doesn't work. Your brain doesn't need exposure. It needs evidence that exposure is safe. 2. Attunement. Attunement is when someone actually sees you. Not the version of you that performs. Not the version that pleases. The real you. Someone who notices when you're quiet. Who remembers what you said. Who looks at you and you feel met. This is rare. This is precious. And your brain knows the difference. 3. Belonging. Not just being around people. Being part of something. Having a role. Having people who expect you to be there. Who notice when you're not. Belonging is the opposite of invisibility. Here's what no one tells you. You can start giving yourself these things. Not instead of connection, but as a foundation for connection. Most people try to solve loneliness by finding someone else. But if your internal blueprint says connection is unsafe, no amount of other people will fix it. You have to start with you. Here's how. Step 1. Witness your own aloneness. Next time you feel alone, don't run from it. Don't distract. Don't scroll. Just notice. Say to yourself, I notice I feel alone right now. This is what my body feels like when I'm alone. No judgment. No fixing. Just witnessing. Why this works, you're giving yourself the first thing you needed all along, someone who sees you. Even if that someone is you. Step 2. Name the original wound. Ask yourself, when was the first time I felt this way? Not the first time at a party. The first time you needed someone and they weren't there. Maybe you don't have a specific memory. That's okay. Just ask the question. Let your nervous system know you're finally paying attention. Why this works, your loneliness isn't random. It's connected to something real. When you name that something, the signal becomes information instead of just pain. Step 3. Give yourself what they couldn't. Now ask, what did I need in that moment? Comfort. Protection. Someone to stay. Someone to say, I'm here. You can't go back and change the past. But you can give that part of yourself what it needed now. Say it to yourself. Out loud if you can. I'm here. I see you. You're not alone anymore. Why this works, this is reparenting. It's your adult self giving your younger self what they didn't get. And your nervous system feels the difference. Step 4. Take one small risk. Now you're ready to reach out. Not to fix everything. Just to take one small risk. Text someone first. Share something real. Admit you're struggling. Start small. So small it barely counts. Why this works, you're giving your nervous system new evidence. Evidence that reaching out doesn't always lead to rejection. Evidence that connection can be safe. Think of yourself as a radio. For years, you've been tuned to a specific frequency. The frequency of loneliness. The frequency of I'm alone. You didn't choose this frequency. You were tuned to it by people who couldn't tune into you. But frequencies can change. Not by denying the loneliness. Not by pretending you feel connected when you don't. But by slowly, gently, turning the dial toward a different signal. The signal of your own presence with yourself. The signal of small, safe connections. The signal of belonging, built from the inside out. You don't have to go from alone to surrounded overnight. You just have to turn the dial 1 degree. You were never alone because something was wrong with you. You were alone because something happened to you. Something taught your nervous system that connection was unreliable. That reaching out was dangerous. That you were on your own. And you survived. You adapted. You built a whole personality around being alone. But that adaptation, it's not who you are. It's what you learned. And what was learned can be unlearned. The loneliness you feel isn't a life sentence. It's a signal. A messenger. A part of you that's been waiting to be seen. And the moment you stop running from it, the moment you turn toward it with compassion instead of shame, that's the moment something shifts. Not everything. Not overnight. But something. Because the person who felt alone their whole life, they just realized someone was there all along. You were never invisible. You were just waiting for the right person to see you. And that person was you.